everyone. Of all the plans and ideas that I have put out, this is Ryan Love again. Disaster preparedness as a key element of running for mayor. What are some of my ideas for disaster preparedness? Okay. Well, here's one. Okay. I was watching an online video about the New Madrid fault, and it was pretty alarming information. Okay. I recommend everybody learn about it. Okay. Because if it were to go off in the category 6 to 7 magnitude radius, the damage could devastate 11 states, but obviously putting Chattanooga in significant danger. A couple factors like point one. What if the river loses banks and massive flooding in the area? Because we have the East Tennessee seismic zone too. So we could have massive earthquakes in the region. Think about it. It's hard. We had the Red Tennessee earthquake, was shaking, but if the New Madrid fault goes off like they're talking, and it could happen. So as a mayoral candidate, what are my ideas? We got to make sure every single building has earthquake standards. That's one thing. Okay. The building codes. That's important. Now, learn about something else. It's called liquefaction. Earthquake activity, what it would do is cause the groundwater to rise up to the surface, and the whole area becomes quicksand. Buildings. So, this is what earthquakes can do. Okay, that means all of Chattanooga, half Chattanooga could sink into the ground. Okay, where do you go from there? Okay, we have to evacuate those of us that are left. The air lift is out because in that event, trying to get aid to us when the ground is sinking beneath our feet. That could be awful because we have the rivers, the lakes. This could happen. Okay, so we have to really think preparedness and have to be talking about it. Don't want to scare people, but to know that we are not immune from this type of problem. Okay, one more thing. This whole notion of renter's insurance. This is an idea that I've had. It's a suggestion to get renter's insurance when you rent property. I had a rent-to-own home, but I didn't have renter's insurance, couldn't afford it. But the homeowner kept the insurance in his name. It burnt down. He got paid, and I lost everything. Okay, you would have thought, but it did, So this is something that I propose. It's real simple. I propose an ordinance that says every renter in Chattanooga have renter's insurance. But you're saying, you're putting another cost on the renter. No. This is what I propose. We're going to stick it to the landlords and the management companies. Let me tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to do is, now, let's say you're renting a home, rent to own a home, you're renting an apartment building. You don't have renter's insurance, but there's homeowner insurance, there's insurance on the building will burn down, you lose everything you have, okay? So the owner of the building you live in, they're going to be taken care of if it burns down. They got the insurance, right? Now, so I propose that including in the rent at no extra charge to renters, renter's insurance is included in your agreement. Okay, landlords and apartment managers, the company, they can contract out. This was actually pretty good for insurance companies because by law everybody's got to have it. Okay, that's guaranteed business for every insurance company in the city. Woohoo! Because that means every renter in Chattanooga is going to be your customer. But it's going to be paid for by the landlord. Like whatever $30 premium, they'll have to, they can negotiate it with the companies. But by law, or have a policy of each individual tenant and say, well, say $30 a month. It's including your rent without your charge. So basically, that's $30. They take all the profit. But it protects the renter and it gives peace of mind, so that no matter where you go to rent property, you are protected. And it's a very simple idea that no matter where you're renting, you don't have to think of renter's insurance, because by law you have it. Now, for companies who do not comply, it's going to be a $10,000 fine a day until they do. But this is what the ordinance would say: companies will be fined at $10,000 a day if they do not have renter's insurance, for every single tenant they have, that they have to pay for. Okay, the tax breaks that we give to people to be landlords and management companies, they're going to have to give some of that back. And that actually start taking care of the tenants, though. It's part of a tenant's rights package. I'm starting talking about, and I still think that before you have a certificate of occupancy, you have to spend a couple of nights in your apartment. If you're renting places you would not put your family in, you shouldn't be allowed to rent it. So we need to create jobs and code enforcement to make sure that all properties, before they're rented to the next person, know, will they just flip them? They have to have an inspection by the city, like a 10-day grace period. Like someone moves out, you fix it up, again. But before you can lease that property again, I don't care about your profit. I care about you doing what's right. Because a lot of times they'll flip properties and tenants keep telling they have problems. They have problems. So I think there should be a 10-day waiting period for you to flip a property, that you have an inspection clearance by the city. Okay, and that can create jobs. We need to have more inspectors to make sure, and if it don't pass muster, okay, and then you can't rent the property till you fix these problems. If it has bugs and things, usually landlords are responsible, but it's something that we should do. Now, the government is we the people. Okay, when it puts regulations on business, it's annoying and it's an alien invasion force on the business. Screw them. Okay. When it does what businesses want, we have good access to government, right? Okay. So when we the people, through government, actually come up with legislation, ordinances, laws, statutes, whatever they're called, depending on the level of government, to protect and help the people, and it creates inconvenience, or it creates for the businesses. We want less regulation. The government is the people of the United States, city, county, state, and federal level, enacting laws to protect their constituents. And these are some ideas to protect regular people. I care less about inconveniencing the businesses. I care more about protecting the citizens of the city. And those are my ideas. Thank you.